straight away. Like every other Jewish boy in the neighbourhood, I always find I got a balled up Kleenex in my hand. Don't think. I always expect to be bursting into tears at any moment. So, how did I get here? This is a question I'm asked a lot of questions as I went my way around the world. And often questions I can't answer. What is occasional furniture the rest of the time? Why only one monopolist commission? If Jesus was Jewish, why the Spanish name? How deep would the sea be if there weren't any sponges down there? I can't answer these questions any more than you can. I might have a few questions for you. In fact, you know, I'll level with you. Here's a question I'm always answered. The one the first question out of their mouth, wherever I go, it's, Dr. Clarke. I'll level with you here. I'm an existentialist. Most of my friends are existentialists. Well, it's company for me. So whenever I'm asked this question, as I invariably am, wherever I go, Dr. Clarke, how did you get here? I always answer in the existential. I can't help it. I'm an existentialist. It's a knee-jerk reaction. Pavlovian, if you will. I turn into a meringue. Not really. I was trying to be flip.
What?
I'm an existentialist, so my answer to that question is always this. Dr. Clarke, how did you get here? Why ask? Same as anybody else. My mother and father loved each other very much. They went courting, they got engaged, then they got married. One thing led to another. Nature took its course. Here I am, same as anybody else. Why ask? There you go again, Dr. Clarke, off on your existentialist tangent once more, when really, when we posited the question, how did you get here, we merely wish to ascertain what method of transport you employed. Why didn't you say so? In that case, in the best kind of car known to man. And that car is, not as somebody once suggested, a larder. Do you get those cars out here?
No. No.
The difference between a larder and a Jehovah's Witness, you can shut the door on a Jehovah's Witness. So the best kind of car to drive is, in fact, a hire car for these reasons. Here are the social advantages of the rented vehicle as itemised here in poetic form, like this. Double park, don't lock the door, push the pedal through the floor, give it loads, then some more. It's a hire car, baby. Grip the stick, grind the gears, watch that distance disappear, never be yours in 1,000 years. It's a hire car, baby. Hire car, why would anybody buy a car? Bang it, prang it, say ta-ta. It's a hire car, baby. Bad behaviour on the street, save yourself a couple of sheets, collision waiver, keep it sweet. It's a hire car, show this moment no respect. Bump it, dump it, call, collect, what else did the firm expect? It's a hire car, baby. Hire car, why hotwire a car whenever you require a car? Hire a car, baby. Drive the motherfucker anywhere just like you don't care. Put it down the wear and sale. It's a hire car, baby. Pray the person who hired it last did not drive it quite this fast. This dagenham dodger will not last. It's a hire car, baby. Hire car, steaming like a samovar from the front bumper to the spoiler bar. Hire car, baby. Try not to kill yourself or injure anybody else. Don't forget to fasten your belts. Rent it, dent it, bang it, prang it, bump it, dump it, scorch it, torch it, crash and burn it, don't return it, lost deposit, let them earn it. Who cares, it's on the firm, it's a hire car, baby. Quinine. Anybody who's ever seen a picture of me or seen me in Poison before will have noted, obviously, that I've been piling on the pounds. Thanks for not pointing that out. That's because I gave up drugs. Since I gave up drugs, I've been piling on the pounds. Thanks for not pointing it out. I know how bad it is. I can't go back to my hometown, Manchester, in the north of England, where drug taking is compulsory. If I see anyone I know, it's, hey, Dr. Clarke, get back on drugs, you fat fuck. They're not being helpful, frankly. I wrote a poem about it, and this one's called, Get Back on Drugs, You Fat Fuck. When I go back to Longridge Park, does anybody wish me good luck? All they say is, hey, Dr. Clarke, get back on drugs, you fat fuck. Get back on drugs, you fat bastard. Get back on drugs, you fat fuck. We only like you when you're plastered. Get back on drugs, you fat fuck. They say I'm piling on the pounds, but that ain't the only reason I suck. Put the donut down and get back on drugs, you fat fuck. Get back on drugs, you fat degenerate. Get back on them, you schmuck. You're the size of a minor emirate. You were good once, but I don't remember it. Get back on drugs, you fat jumping Jehoshaphat. Get back on drugs, you fat prick. I'm not being helpful. Don't bother pointing out that schmuck don't rhyme with prick. I didn't get where I am today not noting the phonetic dissimilarity between the word schmuck and prick. But you see what I did there? I subverted the form in order to point out a deeper truth. But these long rambling items are all very well, aren't they? Sometimes less is more. Sometimes, you know, everybody likes a limerick. Everybody loves that form of poetry. It's quick, it's over in notes, over in 5 lines, and there's an obscene payoff at the end of it. Or you feel cheated. I tried to clean them up. I once tried to compile a book of clean limericks aimed at the under 11s. It's very difficult to keep them free of obscenity. There's something about the form that invites the expression of off-colour sentiments. But here's a couple of the ones I was trying to cash in on the lucrative Yuletide stroke Hanukkah stocking filler market. Like getting 100 clean limericks for children. I've ever taken. Started off okay with this one. I knew a fella called Ken. He climbed up the hams of Big Ben. Ascending at noon, he fell to his doom at precisely 6:30 p.m. See how good I can for kids, you know. Then it got a bit more, you know. I knew a fella called Frank. His wife was a bit of a skank. He wrote down her pin before doing her in and laughed all the way to the bank. And I thought, what 11-year-old is going to identify with that misogyny? They got more and more off colour. And I quit when I got to this one. I thought, I can't do it anymore. Can't give anymore. You know, but I got to this one. 2 ugly sisters from Fordham took a walk one day out of boredom. On the way back, a sex maniac jumped out of a bush and ignored them. Proving my point. I got it down to 2 lines. I'm a minimalist. I'm a minimalist. That's my latest philosophy. Minimalism. It's a lifestyle option. I've got it down to a George Foreman grill and a bottle of disinfectant. Minimalism, I'm shitting. So I got it down to 2 lines. If you're a rhymester like I am, Well, you can't write a poem that's any less than 2 lines. Otherwise, what's the second line going to rhyme with when there isn't a first line in the first place? You see the difficulty of this. But I got it down to 2 lines, and this is very topical in England at the moment. There's a lot of talk, especially in the media, what with well-known and family celebrities being caught, you know, to have no morals whatsoever. There's a lot of talk about aberrant sex it's an obsession in England at the moment. So I plugged into that wave, and I came up with this minimalist classic. I call this one necrophilia. Fed up with foreplay and all that palaver. Avacadabra. Topical. It's brief. It's a poem for the era of rolling news. You don't like it, forget about it. Don't worry about that. So staying in the minimalist groove, there's a guy that lives in San Francisco that's, you know, he's kind of my mentor in this effort because he's a poet that I've been a long time fond of, ever since I was in thrall to the beatnik movement. And this guy's called Gary Snyder.
Yeah.
Gary Snyder had a book of his vapor trails and never looked back. And he's the chairman of the Haiku Society. Michael Stipe's trying to get it. So first I'll explain what a haiku is. It's a well-known form of poetry pioneered in the 17th century in Japan by a guy called Basho, who wrote for the Floating World School, and he invented this succinct form of poetry that's with a rigid discipline. It's 17 syllables, 3 lines. First line 5 syllables, second line 7, third line 5, no deviation. You know what the Japanese are like. There's no Japanese translation for the term close enough. So I had to think very carefully about even attempting to write haikus at all, because, as I say, you know, half a syllable each side. That would bring great shame upon my ancestors, and then I would be obliged to eviscerate myself in a public place. Obviously, I don't want that to happen. So I thought I'd got to think very carefully about to do this in the first place. And I thought about it a lot. I thought, well, that shaming the ancestors. Push came to shove. I could live with that. In fact, bringing shame on my ancestors is what I do best. But the evisceration, I drew the line, so I thought, get it right, Clarke, get it right. So I'm gonna give you a little mishmash of my, a little selection of haikus with your permission. Oh, thank you. I'll take that as an approval. But Gary's, you know, he's rigid in this, and I don't blame him. It's got to be 17 syllables. Michael Stipe, who's jumped on the wagon, thinks we should loosen up a little. I don't think so. I never liked that. You know, I've always, they've never been one of my favourite bands, I've got to admit. You know, they can all play the guitar and sing and tune, you know. People ask me why, I can't even tell them. That makes me hate them more. Better singer than I would be. You know, but you can't like everybody. So I got a bug up my ass about him, but until I was at my wife's French, I was over in France at a family wedding, extensive affair, catered. And they had DJs there, and I heard they were playing this thing, and I bought the record since, and I advise if you've got any sense, you'll do the same. It's called Rock Swings by Paul Anka. I never realised what I always thought was a bit soppy, you know, but that's Michael Stipe. You can't, you know, really sell a song, you know. But Paul, he's done this album, Rock Swing, where he takes contemporary music. The oldest number on it is Eye of the Tiger. But he takes all these records and he fucking gives it, he gives them his fucking elegant treatment, you know, all that he can do. And makes them, he wakes up these songs that you just overlooked in the first place. And one of them being Everybody Hurts. I never realised what a poignant and heartbreaking song that is until I heard it in the hands of Mr. Paul Anka. I recommend you get that record, Rock Swings. It just brings out every drop of emotion in it by actually doing less than Michael Stipe. But he really sells that motherfucker song. Anyway, enough of the adverts. He was coming for my thumbs.
The Beatles never did
Okay, now
haiku.
back. I said we'd be back after these messages, and now back to When Animals Attack Magicians. Pick a card, any. Oh! Don't let me see it. Ow! The haikus. Anyway, 17 syllables, 3 lines, 5, 7, 5, no deviation. Here's a selection. I'm going to mix them up. I'm going to finish with haiku number 1, the one that got me started in the first place. Huh? So here we are, selection of haikus. Haiku number 6. Smarter men than I have been total idiots, and I've met them all. Haiku number 2. With patience and faith, you may catch your enemy's funeral cortege. Haiku number 5. Inertia saves lives. Idle threats remain that way. Procrastinated. Save it up, give it me in a lump sum at the end of the A couple of seconds of contemplative silence is what reads these. Think Gary Snyder. Great citizen of San Francisco, I mean that, you know, he's one of the people that originally got me into beatnik poetry. So haiku number 4. With its golden pledge of a pain-free existence, morphine makes me brave. Haiku number 3. The way to relax. Don't lift anything heavy and try to keep still. Haiku number 1, let's wrap this thing up. Haiku number 1, the one that got me started, the all-important first time. Haiku number 1. To freeze the moment in 17 syllables is very difficult.